guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to The Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be talking to you about all of the things that I have out from the library. So I have 5 things to talk to you about today, and then a few other things that I've sort of borrowed but not from the library, so I'll talk about those in a bit. But yeah, I have quite a few things on hold at the moment, so I'm expecting a few of those to come in quite quickly. But I haven't talked to you about what I've had out from the library for a while, so I thought I would dive into that. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is Don't Let Go, and this is by Harlan Coben. I can't remember whose channel it was, but somebody that I follow on BookTube was reading this. If I remember, I'll put a link to their channel up here. But this is a thriller, and they really enjoyed it. They said it was good. Apparently this is being made into a film or a series, I think, on Netflix. So there's a bit of sort of like hype surrounding it at the moment. I've never read anything by Harlan Coben before, and he's quite a prolific author, isn't it? Oh, I could be wrong about that now as well. Is there an author picture? Is it he? Okay, good. I've never read anything by Harlan Coben before, and he's quite a prolific author, so it's kind of hard to kind of decide where to start. So when she mentioned that she read this and quite enjoyed it, I kind of jumped on it and got a copy out from the library. And yeah, it's a thriller. I could read you the back, but I'm not going to. I'll see how I got on with it. Another thriller that I got out was Eenie Meenie by M.J. Arledge. This is the first book in a thriller series, and I don't know anything about the series other than the fact that it focuses around this one detective, I think. But each book has kind of like a nursery rhyme-esque title, and they have really intrigued me for ages. And somebody that I follow on Twitter, not on Twitter, I think on Instagram, or maybe it's both, I think. Anyway, they have read this series and they really liked it, so I finally got this one out from the library. It's quite chunky. This one is about 430 pages. But the font's quite big, so yeah, I'm looking forward to giving that one a go as well. Having got to the end of the From Manhattan with Love series, I've been looking at other Sarah Morgan books. I hauled a couple of weeks ago, my January book haul, from kind of another series, but Sarah Morgan has written quite a lot of other standalone books. But I think this one that I'm about to show you is the first book in some other series that she's written, but I can't remember which one. This is A Bride for Glenmore. This is a Mills and Boon medical romance. I've read a couple of medical romances before from Mills and Boon and quite enjoyed them. This is a large print book. Look at the size. So this shouldn't take me too long to get through. This is just under 300 pages. Again, don't really know what it's about. It says City Doctor and Island Bride on the back. I just, yeah, interested in reading more of Sarah Morgan's books, basically. Another one that I had a recommendation for, but I can't remember for the life of me who from, and it's called Slave. This is by Anna with Jason Johnson. It says it's soon to be a TV drama on here, and this is basically a non-fiction book, and it says on the back that this is the heartbreaking true story of one of the UK's most shocking modern day slavery cases. And it's kind of hard to think about the fact that you get stuff like this going on in the UK, but of course you get stuff like this going on all over the world. And yeah, just that kind of not premise, but that kind of story, that kind of reality really intrigued me. So yeah, I've had this out for a while but not gotten around to it. So I think it's going to be super interesting but also super heartbreaking at the same time. So I'll let you know how I get on with that. And then lastly, out from the library, I have Hold by Michael Donker. This is a book that I put on one of my sort of anticipated reads lists last year. It's a YA novel. And it's about 3 girls that come, I think they live in Ghana, and one of them comes over to London, and it's just about their lives, and so it sort of sounds a little bit like a coming of age novel. The thing that has drawn me to this book the whole time is just the cover. I mean, look at the colours. It's just amazing. It's really, really beautiful. So yeah, I was reminded of it the other day, and I put a hold on it. And yeah, I thought I'd finally get around to reading that. It's not that long, it's just about 300 pages, so I've got that one as well. The other three I've got to show you are ones that I borrowed from my sister-in-law. So I've been lending her books from my library. She likes a lot of contemporary books, a lot of romance books, and a lot of historical fiction as well. So I've been sort of lending her books to read. She's such a voracious reader. But she lent me a few books, so I thought I'd share them with you as they're kind of ones that I've borrowed. The first one is The Sweetest Thing, and this is by Cathy Woodman. This is one she gave me back in like a pile of ones that I'd lent her, I think thinking that it was mine, but it's not. So yeah, I sort of kept it and said I would give it back to her later. This I think is a contemporary novel about someone who goes to the country and bakes and then falls in love. I don't really know other than that, but yeah, sounds quite good. I also have here Past Perfect by Danielle Steele. I haven't read a Danielle Steele novel in years, and she recommended this one because this isn't a contemporary romance like Danielle Steele's other novels are. This is a ghost story. And she said it was really good, so I was just intrigued about the fact that Danielle Steele was writing in a different genre, and sort of it'd be interesting to see what that's like, so I borrowed that from her. And then lastly, this is The Winter Secret, and this is by Lulu Taylor. I keep seeing Lulu Taylor's name around. I see her books in my local supermarket, I see her books on my library's app, like the audiobook app, and it was only been the last 6 months or so that I've really seen her around. She's written a lot of different novels. I think they're contemporary, but sort of giving me the historical fiction vibes as well. No idea what this is about, but it looks really good. It's quite chunky, so this one is over 500 pages. But yeah, I kept seeing her name, and she was reading one of them when I went over, and she had like a few pages left to go, and she said, oh, I'll finish reading it while you're here and then you can take it with you. And she did. So yeah, if you've read Lulu Taylor before, let me know what you think of her writing and her stories, because I have been intrigued for a while, so yeah. So there we go guys, those are all of the things that I currently have out from the library or I have borrowed. Yeah, I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments below about anything that I have discussed today. Do you have anything out from the library? Yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.